It's not breaking news. It's, I don't get much inside news, but I was just glad to see something positive in the sport and something positive, a positive development that's a good look for boxing overall. And there was an article out there earlier, it's probably a press release, but Claressa Shields is getting ready to, in March 5th, she'll be facing Marie-Eve Dicaire in an undisputed bout at Super Welterweight. And I know a lot of cats aren't really into female boxing, women's boxing and whatnot. That's cool. Not trying to push it on anybody, but I'm a fan of. I'm for fighters. I'm a fighters advocate. I want to see athletes doing well. I want to see athletes have opportunities and whatnot. So, and the other thing is, I'm a big proponent of don't talk about problems if you don't have solutions. I'm kind of good and just exhausted with people that just constantly talk about problems and this is wrong, that's wrong, this is wrong, and I've already been big on, a lot of people don't even understand the issues that they're supposedly talking about or complaining about, but then you don't really offer any viable solutions and whatnot. So I put a post up there earlier when I saw the article, that I have to eat a little bit of crow because I saw the video of Claressa Shields and her promoter, Dimitri Salita, on Instagram, and she was talking about, the networks not being into women's boxing and sexism and pay and such, we don't get paid enough. And today's announcement answers the challenge that I issued to her. Like, my response to her was, well, go take the risk and do it yourself. And that's what they've gone and done, and I think it's a dope idea. It sounds like this was pretty much the framework of what they were trying to get done back in like mid-December that fell apart. For some reason, I believe they were trying to do it in Las Vegas, and it just seemed like it was some issues with it getting, it might have been happening at the UFC's Performance Center or whatever, and for whatever reason or another, it wouldn't get approved. And I don't know. I don't know all of the details, but it didn't happen. And I think a couple of female fighters that I've talked to before, I think they were supposed to fight on that, and it didn't happen. So with the announcement of this fight, what I like about it is, it's a pay-per-view on FITE TV. It's the price point is $29.99. What's up, Finkley? I couldn't see what you said, man. I'm sorry, but I just think it's dope, man. It's $29.99. And I think that's indicative of the fact of what some of us were saying to Claressa Shields, that you get paid by, it's very simple. Nobody is trying to cheat you out of anything. I saw something yesterday with Sue Bird. It was an image with Sue Bird and LeBron James. They both have 4 titles. They both play like 17 years. They have all of these similar statistics, but LeBron makes $37 million a year, and Sue Bird, I honestly don't remember what her salary was. Maybe it was 200-something thousand or something. Maybe it was 250,000. I don't know. But like I said, both of them are 4-time champions. I think Sue Bird's, her bonus for going to the WNBA finals was like $30,000 or $50,000, and LeBron's bonus for going to the NBA finals was like $370,000. It was all of these disparities between the two, and it's like, again, nobody is being unfair to women. All we got to do is look up in the stands and see what the turnout is for the WNBA and what the ticket sales are for the NBA. I mean, it's not like people are paying people what they're not worth. You know, it's some logic behind all of this stuff. And so with Claressa Shields, I think the price point of $29.99 is attractive. Those of us that, you know, keep up with the women's game, that's not a bad number for us. You can make the decision, you know, to support them. I plan on buying it. I don't know much about Marie-Eve Dicaire, but it is a hell of an event in terms of it being the second fight the second undisputed fight that she'll be in. And, you know, you can make it, you know, the fellas out there, you can make a decision to be out, or you can tune in. Also, Danielle Perkins is on there. She's I think she's only like 2-0. She's like 6 feet tall, heavyweight. She's gonna be on there. There's also another, I don't know if she's cruiserweight or light heavyweight, but she's trained by Floyd Mayweather Sr. I'm not that familiar with her, but who I am excited to be on the card is Raquel Miller. Right now, I think Raquel Miller is the WBA interim Super Welterweight champion. So what I like about it is this gives us a chance to see a potential opponent for Claressa Shields. If Claressa beats Marie-Eve Dicaire, and I'm pretty certain she will, but now if Raquel Miller looks good against her opponent, then there's some momentum there, and I think that's part of what's wrong with March 5th. It's gonna be Friday. It's a Friday night, March 5th on FITE TV. But yeah, I mean, it sets us up that there could be a fight with Raquel Miller, who's been talking stuff and saying that she wants that opportunity, and this is a chance to showcase both of them. And then from that point, you know, they could have another event. So I like the way that it's put together. It's some other women probably that could be featured on there if they get it all together. But like I said, it's not setting us back too much with the price. So I'm all in. I want to see it. And, you know, it's a chance for her to go out here and really show what she's worth. And to go back and have good information and go back and negotiate, you know, fights in the future and whatnot. And it also, you know, it buys her some time that maybe the Savannah Marshall thing comes together. I can't recall what Savannah Marshall's next fight date is, but it was part of that Matchroom Boxing rolled out its schedule last week, and Savannah Marshall was she was on one of the events on there, so she'll be fighting in the near future. Claressa will be out there, like I said, March 5th, and I think it's a good look for women's boxing. I don't know if they'll get somebody like a Tierra Brown involved, but it would be great to see her back in the ring. I think she was one of the fighters that was being targeted for the first card that didn't happen at the end of the year. So I just think it's dope, man. I mean, again, it's a lot of people out here fighting for this and fighting for that and mad about this and mad about that. And here's a situation where somebody stepped up and is trying to make it happen between them. Another dope thing is that it's going to be back in Michigan, in Flint, Michigan, at the Dort Financial Center, which is where the last two fights were, I believe. The one that got canceled when Claressa Shields' brother punched the trainer of Ivana Habazin, and she didn't fight that night. That one was there where they moved Boots Ennis got moved up into the main event. Jermaine Franklin was on that card, and then there was another kid from Detroit, Jericho O'Quinn, won like an interim WBO belt that night, or I don't know, one of the minor WBO belts at bantamweight. But then they came back, and or did they have that on the East Coast? when they actually had the Habazin fight. It might have moved to the East Coast, but like I said, to go back to have them set it up in Flint. Yeah. Right. So like I said, man, I just think it's good news for boxing. It's a good opportunity for her. It's a good opportunity for women's boxing. Honestly, man, I think there's several decent women fighters out there, man, that deserve some attention. Michaela Mayer can fight. Alicia Baumgartner down there at super featherweight is very entertaining and is looking to get back in there. It's probably 5 or 6 women overseas in the UK that I like. With Harper, Jonas, Courtney came out and did some work a couple months ago. Rachel Ball, Katie Taylor, Christina Lenarda too. Sinisa Estrada is out there on the West Coast. Marlene Esparza is out there. I think it's a lot of exciting. Franchon Cruz just fought a couple of weeks ago on the Ryan Garcia card. It wasn't streamed or anything, but she fought. Like I said, Tierra Brown is an excellent technical fighter, technical boxer, who really deserves to be seen. So I'm hoping they could work her in there. And another interesting thing with Tierra Brown is she just quit the Metro Police Department in DC. She just quit the department maybe 2 or 3 months ago. Somebody turned in some kind of complaint about her. Boxing is back this weekend. Yeah, definitely. I'm excited about this card too. Definitely excited. But I'm gonna get ready to get into that in just a second. I want to finish the thing on Tierra Brown. And she quit and left the force. Last year, she was actually voted, or in the last 2 years, she was actually voted Officer of the Year and had like a special squad car, and just was the Officer of the Year. We turn around a year later and somebody complained about her, like her number of arrests wasn't good, and somebody was like saying that she just was like negligent in her duties, and she got pissed off about it and quit, and she went back home to Fort Myers, Florida, which I believe is where Deion Sanders is from. But she's just a really good sister, man, and like I said, she can fight her ass off. I think she deserves a shot. She's with Lou DiBella, so I hope they can get her on that card. And, I'm hoping people support it, man. I think, say what you will about, say what many people will say about Claressa Shields, man. I mean, she trains hard. She loves the sweet science. Yeah, man, her name is Tierra Brown. I might reach out to her. I don't really get on Instagram like I used to. And another thing, man, I spend a lot of time asking fighters to come on and talk about their stories and what's going on with them. And I don't know, man. People don't take advantage of the opportunity to get online and get their story out there and work on exposure for their brand and to give people a chance to hear them and see them and whatnot. I called Tierra after damn, I can't remember what fight that was. It might have been after it might have been after Shields and Habazin. And I called her and asked her if she wanted to jump on YouTube with me, and she was like, I'm tired. I was like, all right, sis, no biggie. So I don't know, man. I get tired of asking people to do stuff and then they're not enthusiastic about themselves and about their own business. So why am I here sitting here trying to make something out of you when you don't care to make nothing out of you? I'm hip. I swear the season is now to keep themselves motivated by talking to people who are. That's what I'm saying, bro. That I just made 2 calls with some dudes that I'm pretty cool with. I have a pretty good relationship with, and I didn't even hear nothing back from them. And some guys don't like to talk unless they have a fight coming up. But again, I mean, some guys, you're not with the PBC, you're not with Top Rank. you're not with the zone, and you one of these independent guys. I don't get it. I talked to a cat's manager last week for an hour, and you know, even after an hour and kind of asking some behind the scenes questions and trying to put some things together, you know, I still haven't heard nothing back on talking to the fighter. And this is a dude who really wants to fight a couple of big names at 130, but he's not with one of the major, and is a hell of a fighter, but he's not with one of the major promoters, and nobody knows about him. And I'm like, well, I guess people will continue to not know about you. But anyway, let's talk about that Saturday fight before I go on in the house. Angelo Leo and Stephen Fulton, man, I think it's going to be an excellent fight. Neither guy is really heavy-handed or, you know, knockout artists and whatnot. But I think it's a very competitive matchup. I think it's going to be a lot of... Angelo Leo actually turned me into a fan in his last fight against Tremaine Williams. He was bothered by... Exactly. Honestly, man, Ronald Finkley, that's why I like Eddie Hearn, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. To see Eddie Hearn out enthusiastically talking about his fighters and his product and his events, I respect that. I don't want anybody who's all doom and gloom, Bob Arum at times. I was just talking to myself before I hit live. I'm not even all that excited about Adrian Broner coming back. And that might be an unpopular thing to say. I don't not want to see him come back. But I don't know why I gotta get all sympathetic and compassionate about this guy, because he makes the speech about I'm gonna get my shit together. I can show you a video on my playlist from 2016 when I was at the press conference in Cincinnati, and he said the exact same thing in 2016, in February of 2016, for Adrian Granados. And it's just insincere to me. And I'm not saying that I'm not pulling for you and I don't support you, but I don't want to bend over backwards to see you be enthusiastic about your career. I mean, Showtime is here trying to get you a fight, possibly with Regis Prograis, give you a chance to make 7 figures. And you gotta be convinced about to be excited to go out here and perform and to earn and to have a shot at restoring your name and all. Like, I don't get into that. Like, you figure it out, you get yourself together, and then when you're ready, I'm ready here to root you on. But if you gotta find yourself in between every fight, I ain't got time for that, bro. I was just looking at the press conference for Kyrie Irving. And everybody all the people commenting on the video were like, man, he looks depressed. He looks so depressed. He looked like he's going, man, what the? Yeah, I was the biggest AB fan, but truth is truth. How he performs something is missing in action. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, Andre Ward has said it before, man, and other people that are on TV and whatnot. Like, the boxing ring is where the truth comes out. And you can talk all the stuff in the world and be tough. You can be funny. You can make fun of others. You can tease people. You can heckle people. You can troll people. You can make all the videos you want to make on Instagram. You can have all the money in your video that you want. You can have all the cars and all that. You can do all that other stuff that you want to do. You can have fancy workout videos, mitt routines. You can do all of that stuff. But when it gets to the 7th and 8th round of that fight, the truth starts coming out. And are you a clown or are you a warrior? Are you a fighter? And being a fighter isn't just sitting here surviving and not getting hurt. The Pacquiao fight did it for me after the 5th. Yeah, bro. I didn't buy that fight because I didn't think he was really. I didn't buy that fight because I already knew what was gonna happen, and that was unfortunate, man. all the battles that Pacquiao's been in, and you get the chance to go in here against, you know, one of the top 2 or 3 guys in the last 40, 50 years or whatever it is, an all-time great. You get the chance to go in there, everything that had been said about you, all the doubting, all the haters and the naysayers, the detractors, everybody that said anything bad about you. You had 36 minutes to go in there and erase all of that. Even if you would have fought your ass off and got knocked out in the 10th round, violently or whatever, straight put to sleep. If you would have fought your ass off for the first 9 rounds, it would have just been like, damn, he was battling his ass off. He just got caught. That would have been the discussion. And then, you know, and then a lot of these cats to talk after the fight is over, you know, I don't know, man. I'm with you completely, man. I wish AB the best, and you know, I would love to see Adrian Broner and Regis Prograis. Now that he's over there on the PBC side, I would love to see that fight. I would love to see Adrian Broner do something in his next fight. What was it, February 13th? I would love to see Adrian Broner to do something to warrant that fight, and for the PBC to get it done, and for him to have another great shot at doing something meaningful. But I just don't have much faith in that. Saturday though, man, with the back to the super bantamweights, man. Angelo Leo, the way that he overcame and figured out, you know, facing the southpaw when he wasn't scheduled to fight a southpaw. Did they announce who it was? I didn't see them make any announcement. I think they were looking at Michelle Rivera was the name that was thrown out there, but I didn't think they settled on anything just yet. But when Leo came back and started taking that match away from you know, Tremaine Williams, I thought that was great boxing, man. I really became a fan of Angelo Leo. He's the underdog. He's a slight underdog going into the fight right now, but I like his demeanor. You know, out there being in the Mayweather boxing club and whatnot, I'm sure he's getting, you know, all types of great sparring to be ready. He's well-rounded. Like I said, it's just a matter that it's probably going to be a fight that goes to a decision. And it's just going to come down to Angelo Leo's, you know, constant work rate, his body attack, and his will. And then we got Stephen Fulton, who's probably, you know, quicker, maybe some faster hands, maybe a little bit more versatile, you know, slicker fighter and whatnot. But he's been dropped a few times. So to me, it's a 50-50 fight. I will be pulling for Stephen Fulton just based on the story. I think he was what? Not to even be funny, but I think he was a crack baby or something. His mother was a crack addict or something. He was born with like a hole in his back or something. Jerron in his verse, Lipinets is his makeup fight for in his verse Van Eerden coming soon. I'm hearing that, but I haven't seen it from anything credible, but you're saying it. I heard it on the radio earlier today. A couple cats online were talking about it last night, so that's a damn good fight. I did say there's another Russian cat that they I'm gonna say that's a better fight on paper and is a big name and a great name for Jerron Ennis. As a fan, there's this Russian cat. Yeah, Fulton can box his ass off. I just like Leos. I like dudes who kind of come out of nowhere and make themselves who they are. And that's what's selling. That's a selling point for me and Leo against this fight. But I think he's up against it a little bit, and but I think it'll be. I think the fight will be hanging in the balance for either guy going into the 9th round. I think it'll be there for both guys, so I think it's going to be a great fight. Also, I've said it before. I said it a couple of times. The co-main event between Victor Pasillas and Rai Salim might even be a better fight. I think either one of those guys against the two guys in the championship bout, I might favor Pasillas and Aleem over both of those guys, to be honest with you. But I think that's going to be a hell of a fight. I love the spirit from Pasillas, and his amateur background and his amateur pedigree speaks for itself. Aleem is another one of those dudes, like I just mentioned about Leo. Aleem has kind of built himself into what he is. He's 30 years old. The cat went out there to Las Vegas from Muskegon, Michigan, betting on himself, and has worked his way into being like the #2 fighter right now in the WBA. I think like #8 in the IBF, and I think that's going to be a hell of a fight. So definitely check that one out Saturday. And then who's in the Rolly Ramiro, whatever. Let me get on off of here, man. I just really wanted to jump on and talk about that Claressa Shields event. Like I said, man, $29.99 on FITE TV Friday, March 5th. All women fight, all women card. We'll see what happens with the additions. What other females get added to it. I doubt an Amanda Serrano pops up on there, or anybody at that level, but hopefully it's one or two more women who need that opportunity. Like I said, Tierra Brown would be excellent. Alicia Baumgardner would be excellent. Alicia Baumgardner is based up in Fremont, Ohio, I believe, and trains in Detroit quite a bit. So it would be awesome if she was able to fight on that card with it being in Flint. The only thing is, with us probably not having any fans back at that particular time, that takes away from trying to grab certain people who could sell some tickets, so, but hell, I mean, Baumgardner has a pretty good name. So, I would think that would help with pay-per-view sales too. So, I mean, that is a way for her to be included, but I'm interested to see how they put it all together. I'm interested to see what, I don't know about these guys, but this weekend, pay me no mind, Hugh, Alberto Roldan, so I don't know who the hell. I don't know who that is, bruh. Oh, tomorrow night, man, like you said earlier, Wednesday night we got fights. I don't know a lot of those guys tomorrow night, to be honest with you, but I do want to see who this Mike Quan Williams is out of, Hartford, Connecticut. And it's Wednesday night boxing, man. I love midweek boxing, so I think that's dope that Showtime is doing that. Again, more boxing on TV is great to me. And it's good to see fighters working and getting paid and whatnot. So let me jump on off here. Good to holler at you, Ronald Finkley, man. I saw your comment on that video about Fanon and some of your concerns, or your take on Fanon's his content. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on there. I saw dude kind of been offline a couple of days in a row and whatnot. I think when you sit on here and intentionally stir the pot and things become adversarial with a number of people, and you turn it into what it's been turned into by a lot of people, and to constantly keep people at one another's neck or throat, I think that takes a toll on people, man. And it looks like he just got sick of dealing with the noise that he's created in his life unnecessarily, just to talk about boxing. I mean, damn. I mean, how hard is it to come on and just talk about? I don't know, man. That's not really my ball game, so I can't say too much about it. But I saw your comment and agree with you wholeheartedly. But that brother just, I wish him well, and I hope things are okay for him. Let me get on in here, man. Have a great night. Get ready for that boxing tomorrow on Saturday. Peace.